Well, Steve, you mentioned last night coming into this game that you wanted to see your team play a heavy game against the skill and speed that Charlotte brings. Fair to say at 5-on-5 that they heeded that command?
Yeah, I mean, the whole coaching staff is so proud of the way our guys played. They played hard, and I like the mix that we're starting to show with our grit. We have grit there, and especially on our back end that comes a little bit more natural. But our forwards are playing harder and harder with the grit and skill. You see the plays that our guys can make on top of when they want to get engaged physically like that, and it's just. It was awesome to see they picked up from last game. There was no letdown, and again, maybe early in the year you have little bumps here and there, little adversity or something. You might get down or you get comfortable after a win. They played really hard. The guys played hard. The leaders set the example, and everybody followed. The young kids are playing hard with the game plan. Z was outstanding in there as well. It was a good win. A lot to like.
When Alec Koskamaki scored his first goal, we saw his offensive confidence go up from there. How much do you think Simon Robertson getting his first tonight will kind of loosen him up and allow him to really play a style of game that we know he can bring?
Yeah, I mean, he's just still getting his feet wet. It's obviously unfortunate he got hurt there right out of the training camp. That's an important part, and you can see his feet getting under him more and more. And now to get that goal, he'll relax a little bit. It always helps. It helps when he can contribute. So it's. He played solid for us tonight, and he'll only get better here in the next week or 2 or 3. He's a good hockey player. We saw at training camp how he can be a plus player at both ends of the ice, and he was solid for us today. But again, he's missing a lot of time with a leg injury where you can't necessarily go. You can't go train like you would and skate and come back. With your legs 100% under. But you see he's skating better and better, and he's still learning. He's still learning the North American game too. So. There's a lot to like about his game now, and especially here as he builds.
I think it says a lot about what you and the coaching staff think about Dylan Peterson, having him on the ice in late game situations, and he comes up with a massive block and able to put the game on ice and kind of make it a little calmer across the finish line. Just what continues to impress him about the way he goes about his game?
Well, he certainly learned the kind of role that makes him valuable. Get pucks out, get pucks in, use his big body to forecheck, and then when the games are on the line, you see it, whether it's on the penalty kill or that big block there, he sacrifices his body for the team, and there he gets a reward with a goal. But it's just you want those situations. You want to be the guy that your name's called, whether you're up a goal or down a goal, last minute of a game. You want to be the guy that's called, and certainly he makes us think about it every time because he's going to block shots and get pucks out.
I wanted you to have a chance to elaborate a little more on Vadim Zherenko. His last 2 starts have looked much more like the Vadim Zherenko we know can be a really good goaltender at this level. What do you think has allowed him to get back to that in his last couple outings?
Well, he works hard every day in practice, and I know that Stewie's always communicating with our goalies and working with them too. And but it starts in practice. He works really hard, and now it's a little bit like our team. It trickles in. It starts in practice. The guys are working really hard in practice, and it starts feeding the game. Z's the same way, working hard in practice, competing. And he's had some good games for us, and maybe come up a couple. Just short here and there in a couple games, but he played some really good hockey. Today was a really, really good game for him to just finish it out. He needed to have some big saves at the end, and he made some big saves throughout the game, but it was a good step for him.
Not to try to dwell too much on what happened late in the second period, but in some ways, was it almost good to go into the dressing room after all that happened and give everyone a chance to kind of reset the way that emotionally no one was happy with the way that calls went down in the final 2 minutes of the second, and just how important was it for you guys to have that time to just sort of breathe it out, scrap it, and move on?
Well, yeah, they score. It's tough. It's tough because we had a pretty nice kill going. For 4 minutes we had, or 3.5 minutes we had a pretty nice kill. And I think if we can get through that 1.8 seconds or whatever, a good chance you're killing that off, and maybe life's a little bit easier. I don't, that. You can never say that, but yeah, you get into the period. And, hey, we played a lot of really good hockey, and it was a bounce, and it was 2-1, and big deal. We played a really a lot of good hockey. Go win the next 20.
All right. Thanks.